Be confident, be bold, be authentic, but don't forget to take action. This is Ordinary to Badass, where our stories empower women to step into the spotlight of their own lives and pursue what they're truly passionate about. It's time to step into the arena and become more than just extraordinary. It's time to become a badass with your host, Marie Sonneman.
Welcome to Ordinary to Badass, episode number 131. This week, we are switching it up. We're doing something completely different. There will be 5 episodes, 5 days in a row, Monday through Friday this week, and it's going to share 5 tips for building confidence like a badass, right? Who doesn't want that? I know I'm always trying to increase my confidence, improve my confidence. I don't feel like there's ever like a top out, right? I'm not trying to be egotistical. I just want to be confident in every area of my life that I can be. And new little monsters or whatever will always poke up here and there. And that's when I address it and keep doing the work. Because you can work on your confidence, but unless you keep practicing, it can easily go away. It's like a muscle. You have to keep building the confidence muscle. All right. Before we get to the episode, I gotta tell you, there are so many fun things going on. I'm super excited. We are going to have a badass adventure retreat. Now, I know the name might make it sound like it's going to be all about adventure, but it's not. It's going to be about your health, your personal finances, or your wealth, and relationships. The power of relationships and community is so stinking important. So it's not going to be like couples. This is going to be a women's retreat. But still, the relationships you surround yourself with are so important. So that's going to be something that we're going to be talking about. And it's cool to have other badass women on your side. The link to get on the waiting list is going to be in the podcast notes as well as the show notes. So make sure to check that out. I am so stinking excited. It's going to be so much fun. All right, let's get to the episode. Welcome to Ordinary to Badass. Whether you're ordinary or badass, I'm so glad you're here. Today, we're talking about 5 steps to gaining confidence. This is day 5, what we've all been waiting for. Quick recap, in case you missed the past episodes, go back and listen to them. But quickly, first thing, day 1, we talked about cleaning out your cobwebs. Day 2, do hard things. Day 3 was all about embracing failure. Day 4 was doing a hard thing for some of us. It was limiting your social media intake. Now, for day 5, don't believe every thought that you think. Your thoughts are liars. They are bullies. They will be so stinking mean to you. But that doesn't mean that what they are saying is true. It's time we start questioning our thoughts and talking back to them. Just because you thought it doesn't make it a reality, doesn't make it a fact. So what can you say back to your thoughts so that you can realize, okay, that's not true. Or, okay, I thought that, but I know this is true. Or, okay, thoughts, I got you. I think that Tiffany Rinaldi was on the podcast and I don't think that she was on the podcast. She was on the podcast, but she named her thoughts, like that voice in her head that says mean things. She would name her, and I can't remember the name that she gave her. And she's like, okay, Mimi, I got you. And thanks, but I'll take it from here. I thought that was so great that Tiffany just was like, okay, Mimi, I got you. I'll take it from here. Thanks. and then just kept on going and just kind of made it light and made it funny. So that way you don't get in your head too much. If you want to hear more about what Tiffany had to say, go to episode 54. Definitely dig into that a little bit. I also remember that Sarah Robinson was on the podcast. And she said, sometimes you have to talk to yourself, like mother yourself. Talk to yourself like you would talk to a little kid. And be kind to yourself. So when you have those mean thoughts going on and you're feeling all the shame, all the anger, the guilt, just you're feeling crummy and you're saying mean things to yourself, then you could be like the mom talking to her daughter and telling her nice things. Like, you are beautiful, you are smart, you can get through this. Talk to yourself that way. It is not crazy to talk kind to yourself or talk back to your thoughts. You are the one consistent thing. No matter what, you're the one consistent, guaranteed thing throughout your life. So you might as well be kind to yourself. So check out episode 84 to hear more from what Sarah Robinson had to say about like mothering yourself or talking to yourself like a parent would talk to their kid. It's so helpful. I just think that a lot of times, most of us, we're not raised with this. At least I was not. And I'm certain my parents were not raised with it. Oftentimes parents don't teach you not to talk down to yourself or talk bad to yourself. I mean, it goes on in your head. How are they even going to know? Right? But it's not often you hear like, oh, I hear you talking down to yourself. Talk back to that voice. Tell that voice in your head, something different. You just don't hear that, right? It's not something that's addressed, but it's something we can learn as adults. Like, as a grown-ass adult, you can now take that challenge on and start learning that. Something I do, when I call myself names, when I start saying mean things to myself, I'll say, that's not true, because... And then I will list 3 reasons why it's not true. So like if I called myself fat in a photo, right? Like, or somebody takes a picture and I feel fat, whatever. Well, that's not true. Because I thought I was fat in the past and I wasn't. I'm not the best judge of my character. And damn it, I am sexy. Had to add that one in there just for fun. And by the way, what was that laugh I just did? I sounded like the Count, like, Yeah, I don't know. That was really weird. Okay, let's move on. I digress. So don't believe every thought that you think. Combat those mean thoughts. Combat the things that you're saying and say why they possibly might not be true. Byron Katie, who's an author, she says, how do you know it's true? Are you absolutely certain that it's true? It's like, just because we think something is true doesn't make it true, right? It's just a thought that seems to be serving us at the time. But you can also look at those things when you say, that's not true because, and you list out the 3 reasons why it's not true. You can also take it and flip the statement into something more positive, something more uplifting, and make that a new statement that you tell yourself like as a affirmation. So you're like, that's not true because I've called myself fat in the past when I wasn't. Right? So that's cool. But then I could turn it into a positive statement like, my body size is perfect as it is and I appreciate it. Or you can tell yourself, and I appreciate you, talking to yourself. Listen, there are a million tricks and tips and tools and stuff that you're going to hear about confidence. And I say try them all, right? Try one at a time, obviously. And that's why I did these episodes one day each, because I think it's so important that we have confidence. And as I've said before, it's like a muscle. You have to keep flexing it. You have to keep trying and trying different things that work for you. Some may not work for you. You might be like, this is crap. This does not work for me. Like doing a power pose, putting those hands on your hips and spreading your feet apart a little bit in front of the mirror. that works for me. It's worked for me when I bombed an interview, right? And I gained confidence after that. Like, I'm going to go back in that room and I'm going to kill it. Like, I'm going to do so good. And I kind of pumped myself up and felt good. But you could do it and you could be like, that's crap. I would say do it. Don't just think it's crap. Try it. Try it. See if it works. Same with all of these things that I've told you about this week. Try them. What is the worst that can happen? If it doesn't work, if you don't like it, if it does not feel good to you, then cool. You don't have to do it again. But it's all about finding different tools for your toolbox, right? Finding what will work for you and what won't work for you. The things that work for you, do them over and over again. Keep implementing them. Oftentimes when things are good, when life is good, when we're feeling confident, we think we don't have to do this stuff anymore. And by we, I am absolutely included in that. Like, I get stuck in that same thing. But no, it's even more important to do them when you're feeling confident. So that way you don't drop off and then have to start all over again. I don't know about you, but I have found it so hard to start over. Once I had momentum and I was going, it's easy to keep a habit up, but then once you let it go, it is hard to get started again. So that would be my encouragement to you. Use the tips that work for you. Try each one at least for a day. And if you think it's crap, if you think it doesn't work for you, if you don't feel a change, stop doing it. Cool. But try other things. Again, confidence is going to be something that we really have to keep trying over and over again. And one book that I really liked about confidence is called The Tools, and it has a bunch of tools in the book. I listened to the Audible and it was really good. But it has a bunch of tools of things that you can do all about confidence and improving your confidence. I believe I even did a podcast episode all about that book, The Tools. So make sure to check that out. I can't remember what episode it is, but seriously, there is so much out there for you. If you feel like you lack confidence, I 100% have been there. And, I feel that for different parts of my life at different times, there's different areas that I can lack confidence, but keep trying. Don't give up. You will get better and better, feel more and more confident. Just keep applying the tips that work for you. And if you don't know which ones work for you, try some out. These 5 that I recommended this week would be awesome, but really embrace the ones that seem to help you, that help you feel encouraged and empowered and more confident, right? All right. With that, we'll end the show. To all the badasses out there staying in the arena, wherever you are, whatever you're doing, own it and get after it.
Now that you've listened to this episode of Ordinary to Badass, we want to hear from you. Go to our website, ordinarytobadass.com/podcast, and submit your own experience on how you took your life from ordinary to badass and get the chance to be on a future Spotlight episode of the show. That's ordinarytobadass.com/podcast. While you're waiting for the next episode of the show, wipe off the sweat, dust off the dirt, and get back in the arena.